All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Card Hedge podcast. I'm your host, Omar, aka Retro Hoops. I got the Chooch Whisperer himself, JD, in the house. What's happening, my man?
Geez, what a way to get introduced. I mean, that's the problem with America. Everybody's so hurtful. You know? Now I'm gonna need 20 minutes to myself to.
Now you gotta need to go to a safe space.
Hang on. I've got my journal. I'm gonna write down my thoughts.
Today, Omar called me the
Today,
Chooch Whisperer.
Omar. How did that make me feel? Oh God,
It's a good therapy, man. Dude, it's been a couple weeks since you and I have been able to just kind of sit down and have an episode. We've had two back-to-back monsters in terms of guests.
Yep.
I think everybody, based on the comments and everything that we've seen, everybody's really enjoyed having us having a guest on and talking to that person. But more importantly, I think a lot of folks who kind of may have been up in the air about coming on the show and they really didn't know kind of what dynamic we would have with another guest. A lot of people are reaching out going, man, you guys are freaking hilarious. Like, I would love to come on. So
yeah, that's cool, man.
We got some monsters lined up, dude. We got some monsters lined up. Some big folks in the industry, in the hobby, lined up. So more to come, folks. This thing is doing really well, a lot better than me and JD could have ever imagined. We appreciate all of you guys watching, supporting, sharing, commenting. And we really do love y'all. We appreciate it. And so hopefully this does nothing but help us move forward and make this thing bigger and have bigger guests on. And another thing too, man, and we haven't talked about this. We chatted a little bit off air, but not really much. But I want to try to figure out how we can get into some giveaways, man. I think
like we can give away that jacket behind you.
Hey, easy now. Easy. How about we give away that Big Poppy picture you got back there?
Yeah, that's fine. It's like a $10 picture.
Ah, shit. Damn. That didn't really work.
What's up now? I get some stuff. I mean, we've been talking, and in all seriousness, we would love some feedback in the comments whenever you guys listen to this. We're trying to put together some care packages for the holidays for old Card Hedger, and Omar and I are kind of in the camp of hats are cool. So we're gonna make some Card Hedger hats. We're gonna do some other things. Probably get some of these card stands made up for people by old Collect 3D.
Shout out to Collect 3D Prints.
And then I mean, I've got some cardboard I can give away, meaning like legit cardboard.
Oh no. I got plenty of that.
One lucky winner will receive all of my cardboard. Yeah. So no, I think we got some cool stuff in the works, man.
We do, man.
We not that anybody cares. Our monthly board meeting that we have, the four of us, was beyond positive last night. So the four of us are doing well for self-funded 4-man operation.
And what JD's talking about is Card Hedge itself, the company Card Hedge itself. Me, JD, along with Lou and our
sweet
CEO,
Lou,
sweet Daddy Lou, along with River, who is our CEO and our fearless leader. We do a monthly get together to talk about kind of how we're doing with Card Hedge, and again, all of the support that you guys have been throwing our way with Card Hedge is really starting to take shape. We're really excited about kind of the future of what's going to happen with Card Hedge. We got a lot of functionality in the works. And, just again, the main thing here is to bring everybody as much data as possible, good, clean data, and as much of it as possible. We got some big announcements coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're partnering
up.
up with
App will be out soon.
The app will be out soon. We got an update on that yesterday. That's getting close to a testing phase, a beta testing phase. So we're really excited about that. So yeah, just a lot of good stuff. And once again, it's all on the backs of you guys supporting what we're doing, supporting Card Hedge, supporting the channel, and just continuing to be a big part of what we do, and a big reason of why we do what we do, right? So
and I think our boy Victor asked us a pretty good question, right? And he asked us,
shout out to Vic.
Yep, love Vic. He asked us about, I want to know that Card Hedger is going to be here in 5 years.
Yeah.
And I can tell you this, right? Nothing in life is a sure thing.
Nothing.
To say we're going to be here in 5 years as a guarantee, you never know, man, right?
No,
you never know. But are we going anywhere in the near term, meaning the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years, 3 years, whatever?
No.
As far as I can tell, we're not.
And we got big plans for those next 2 or 3 years, right? So,
and I think it's important for people to know, like, nobody owns us. There's no investors. We don't owe anybody a bunch of money. There's no credit debt. There is zero debt. We are a startup of
completely grassroots.
Four crazy ass collectors that got together here along the way. We're like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, pretty much.
Right.
Me being Michelangelo. But Lou being Master Shredder.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, JD, I think it's important that everybody knows, because of that independence, because of how River has built this thing out and kind of reached out to brought us all together to be this team of that is now Card Hedge, and our main focus is to provide the hobby as much data and as accurate data as possible. But nobody owns this, right? I mean, we're not owned by a bigger corporation, a bigger conglomerate, and so we're allowed to do what's best for the hobby, and that is completely seek out all of the cleanest data that we can find, and bring it to you guys. That's what we do. So
we own one Instagram channel. That's ours.
That is
just one
Instagram. That's it. We don't own, and nobody owns our Instagram.
Nope.
We own our
Instagram. Have JD owns his Instagram. Yeah. Omar owns his Instagram. So on. Right. So we tag our friends. But other than that, that's enough about that. But I just want everybody to know, because the questions come up a few times.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for people to understand, like, we get it. Times are tough right now. We appreciate all the support. Every dollar is a testament to anybody that's a subscriber. Whether it's yearly, monthly, bi-month, whatever the hell they're doing, right? Or you're on a free trial, you use it, whatever. You just listen to the podcast.
You're just logging on, if you're just logging on to the webpage and using the free, the free stuff,
or you're reading the blogs or whatever you're doing, we appreciate it. We're doing this for you guys, and that's that. Part of being an American, baby, is like you get to. Very rarely do you get to do something that you love and potentially turn it into a business. And that's kind of what we're doing right now.
That's exactly what's been executed.
It's like, it's the shit. Sorry, kids, but it's the shit.
Stuff. Good stuff, man. Yeah, that meeting we had yesterday was super positive. So good stuff, man. All right. Well, thank you guys again. JD, let's get into
good episode, man. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for that. That's hilarious. So it's been a couple of weeks since we've done pickups. We did it with Adam.
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
I'm still geeking off of his pickup. That's monster pickup or monster hit. He hit that card, right? That was a hit. Yeah. Insane.
Yep.
I don't remember who went first, but if you're ready to go.
Yeah, I'll go. So straight hockey this week. I guess I do have some sick hockey stuff coming in, but so I sold one of these in an SGC 10, Kyle Connor, young gun. Picked this one back up. So this kid's a stud. He's like a 40 goal scoring machine. And I think I've been saying this to whoever wants to listen. Hockey is like untapped. It's crazy. Then I've got a ton of this guy. I just keep buying him. Matthew Tkachuk, young gun. Then my boy. This is a 2019 Black Diamond silver on black signatures of Brad Marchand. This guy, most of the league hates him. and every other fan outside of Boston hates him, but that's okay. I love him.
He's like what's the guy Patrick Beverly? Like everybody hates him as long as unless he's on your team, you love him.
This guy. So then I bought the card that I'm going to show next. Actually, this came as a freebie, just a little patch card of Marchand, and then this card, dude. This might be one of the best photographs I've seen on a card in a long time. It's from 2020 Upper Deck Premier. Brad Marchand, signature, Premier Signature Pursuit.
Is he about to hack the hell out of that puck? What's he doing?
Yeah, there? Dude, that's the gold cam photo, dude. That's sick.
Oh, that is sick.
Auto. So, and this is an auto out of 35. Super clean card. So that's what I got this week.
You know what that reminds me of, dude? That reminds me of the behind the glass.
Yeah. Yep.
Those are so dope, man.
I'm a sucker for those
action, like legit action shots.
Yeah.
That's why I love the emotions set.
Yeah. Yep.
So I mean, just photographically, such a great set that they did back then. And I mean, using real photography, there wasn't a whole lot of Photoshop or none of that stuff going on.
Yep.
It was just like really good action power shots.
Yep.
And then they just slap a name down at the bottom. You know what I mean? It was like super dope stuff.
Yep.
Well, you were hockey heavy. I am going to be hometown heavy. For those of you guys that don't know, I am a huge, huge, huge fan of this kid, Alperen Sengun.
Nice.
So I picked up this is a die cut select blue to 249.
Dude, put yourself up on the big screen.
Oh yeah, I guess I should, huh?
Come on.
There we go.
Rookie moves.
Blue select die cut. This is going to be the premier level die cut to 249. One of the things that I'm not too happy about, Alperen Sengun does not have not a concourse. What's the biggest one for basketball? It's concourse, premier,
courtside,
and courtside. Sengun doesn't have a courtside this year. Yeah, he's not on the courtside.
Maybe he's got a bench side because wasn't he on the bench last year?
Hey, easy now.
Sorry.
Premier level. This is premier level die cut to 175, and then I just picked up like a red, white, blue select. And then part of my rainbow chase, I have two rainbow chases going on. One is Obsidian. I did manage to get this red flood.
Nice.
Obsidian. So that's pretty dope. Not numbered, but these are supposed to be like case hits.
All right.
The floods. So these are pretty good. And then also I picked up part of another rainbow chase. This is red hyper to 99 out of this year's NBA hoops. So I think I only have, let me check my old handy dandy notebook here. I only have, I want to say 3 more left.
Really?
For this rainbow chase here. 4, sorry. Blue explosion to 59, red explosion to 15, hyper gold to 10, and then the 1 of 1.
All right.
I got everything else on that one. And then there's still quite a bit of work to be done on that Obsidian set, which is I think this year's Obsidian is like highly underrated. It is a really good looking set. Centering is absolute dog shit on all that stuff, but what are you gonna do? And then the problem is that I swore off ripping Panini. I can't rip anymore Panini junk.
Yep.
So it is what it is.
I'm with you, man. I haven't bought any basketball product. I don't even know how long it's been.
I saw on Facebook today what you bought, you SOB, and I can't wait to see it next week.
Oh, I sent it in the
I saw
thread,
it, but before I saw it in our card Hedge chat, I saw it.
I saw that and I pounced.
Dude, you didn't even hold on a second. First of all, just so everybody, and I'm not going to tell everybody what card it is because I really want everybody to see it next week. But you didn't even negotiate.
No, because it was the right price.
It was a great price, first of all. But you didn't even go. You're like, I'll take it.
Yep. Well, I checked to make sure I wasn't like those things just don't come up. And when they do, I mean, there's a few out there, but they're so expensive. The
I
guys
need your
are
address
so
because I got to get
yeah,
this
you
to
do.
you.
Just want everybody to know it's this is episode
episode
8.
7.
And now this is episode 8.
This is episode 8. That's right.
And my man still
I still
hasn't
have
sent
not
me a
sent
card.
him his end of the trade. That is unacceptable.
This guy's already graded the card I sent him. They got a 9.5. It's serial numbered of his favorite player.
To be fair, I graded it with SGC, and you know those guys are lightning fast. So
you graded it with CSG, I thought.
Did I grade it with CSG?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Well, there went my excuse.
Yeah. So, regardless, I mean, we're supposed to be pals.
You know what? I'm gonna do some digging because I got some other stuff, and I'm gonna send that out tomorrow.
Just send me that jacket. I'll wear it around for a whole month.
Listen,
every
man.
Day.
This jacket right here.
That jacket's the best. Like, I'm jealous of that thing. I don't know why you don't wear that out every day.
Well, because it's like a collector's thing, man. I can't wear this.
Yeah, still, dude. You know what? Like, you should go down to the gas station with that on and just walk around for like 20 minutes and be like, sup.
Yeah, that is a invitation to get robbed for sure.
No.
People around here know what's up with this jacket, dude. Trust me.
Well, I know that, dude, but I'm saying you should just do it anyway and record it, and then we can laugh.
Talk about clickbait, man. Yeah. Retro Hoops gets robbed.
Damn, Omar's getting his ass whooped.
Oh, that's hilarious. Man,
that one hurt. Oh.
And then the next week's episode, I show up all bandaged.
Yeah. Yep. Good shit.
Oh man, that's funny stuff. All right, let's see. Let's get into great pickups, by the way. Great stuff, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. So let's get into this week's big movers.
Oh boy. Houston Astros City.
Dude, by the way, we haven't had an episode since my Astros won the World Series.
I know. I tip my hat.
And here's the thing. So in Houston, every time we win some sort of a championship or something, the local academy, Sports and Outdoors, or Dick's, whatever you guys, whatever's in the area, they immediately start selling the merch like that night, right? I mean, I don't know if that's the same with everybody, but and like usually by, I think it was like maybe the 6th or 7th inning, people were already in line.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw that. I'm not doing that. So I jumped on Fanatics. I ordered a bunch of shit and it'll be here in a couple days. But I haven't gotten it yet, which is why you guys don't see me all decked out, because believe you me.
So my other question to that would be, does Home Depot start selling trash cans as well?
You know what?
Cheap
don't be
bastards.
Salty, JD. Don't be salty. That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know what those people who kept, and I went on Reddit. I love Reddit. I don't know if you.
Yeah.
I love Reddit. So anytime something like that happens, like there's a big blowout or like there's a big, I always go to the losing teams subreddit. Yeah. And one of the things that I thought was the most hilarious one-liner was like, somebody said, one of the big contributors on that subreddit, they said, "Congratulations to the Houston Astros on their first World Series." I'm like, oh my God. Like that is like, I was like, what a hater.
That's great, man. I love sports. Sports fans are the best.
Dude, they're the best. I really do love it. Listen, by the way, if you're into memes and that kind of stuff, NFL memes subreddit on Reddit is hilarious.
Really? All right.
Hilarious.
I'll check it out.
Stuff. Yeah, check it out. So Jeremy Pena on the top of the list. Listen, again, I'm a pretty casual baseball guy. I'm not very. I've said this before several times. Admittedly, I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but how that is not usually. It's not very typical for a rookie to win ALCS MVP and then World Series MVP and win the World Series in his rookie year, and then also have multiple home runs in the World Series.
He obviously caught lightning in a bottle. I want to say, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, so I'm not really worried about it, but I want to say he's the first rookie to win ALCS MVP and World Series MVP. Now, given the history of baseball and how long it's been going on, that's probably not true. like there's probably some dude from like 1910, like Nat LaJoy or some crap. But I don't know. He could. I swear I heard Joe Buck say that.
Well, let's see.
I swear. Yeah. You know what? I want to know that now before.
Yeah, so do I.
Me in the comments.
Jeremy Pena. Oh, let's see here. Has a rookie ever won the World Series? He is the first rookie position player to be named World Series MVP and joined the Marlins right-hander Livian Hernandez in 1997 as the only rookie ever.
Levon. Damn, you don't know baseball.
I don't, dude. I don't. I have no idea. Yeah, so he was the first rookie position player to be named World Series MVP.
All right, so I was right.
Yeah. And then
hey, I'll tell you what, he came out of the blocks this year hot. I picked him up on my fantasy team.
Nice.
And I rode that wave for a long time this season. He kind of dipped a little bit there in the summer. But you know, hey, like I said in
also
one of my
Gold Glove.
Yep, he played high school baseball 20 minutes from me. So he's a Rhode Island boy, you know, so that's pretty cool. We don't have much to celebrate here in Rhode Island as far as athletes go. So we do now. So pretty cool. Hopefully he comes back and brings the trophy. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be dope, huh?
Yeah, it would be cool. But it's not the Red Sox, so at the
Jimmy
end of the day,
Butler,
I don't really give a crap.
I want to say Jimmy Butler's from Tomball, Texas, which is like 15 minutes from here. Yeah. And I think what did he win? It's when he won the championship or something. He did something that he came back and did a big like pep rally and stuff like that. It was pretty dope. Also, my man Yordan Alvarez, who's like he's never gonna have to pay for a drink in the city of Houston ever again.
No,
never gonna have to pay for a meal in the city of Houston ever again.
Nope.
If I ever start a restaurant and he comes into my restaurant, he is getting comped. That dude hit a 450-yard plus bomb.
Foot. It's not
what did I say?
Foot. Yard.
Oh yeah, foot bomb. Yeah.
Sheesh.
And dude,
until you're under the weather.
That I am under the weather, by the way. I'm fighting a pretty gnarly little cold, but dude, I mean, that guy's an absolute beast.
Yeah, he's an animal. He's a big boy. Hey, listen, I mean, like I said, my hat goes off to him. I was kind of rooting for Bryce Harper, not so much the Phillies, but Bryce Harper, just because,
believe it or not,
I love him.
Yeah.
You know, but the Phillies, I'm not a Philly guy. So
every time Bryce came up to the plate was a, you know, pretty high blood pressure moment for a lot of folks here in Houston. That guy's
didn't have Houston's got weapons, man. I mean, they've got weapons everywhere. Every guy's throwing 98. You know, their pitching staff, the kid there who threw the no-hitter. Was that Valdez?
Valdez. Yeah. No, Frember is the one with the ponytail.
Oh, okay. Who the hell was the dude that whoever that dude was? He was dealing.
Yeah.
By like the third inning, you knew like he was on. He wasn't. It was going to be a long night for Philly.
Combined no hitter.
Yeah, first no. There are a lot of firsts in that World Series. So
yeah, buddy.
Hey, good for you, man. Congrats on that. I tip my hat to you. It's fun when your team wins.
It really is. Yeah,
it really is. You know,
now I just got to get my Rockets to get these young kids into shape, which are, you know, turning out to be pretty substantial.
Yeah.
So
hey, it can happen.
You know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Yordan Alvarez back in the top 10. Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, rookie cards, base rookie cards. Another thing that you pointed out a while ago is that all these top cards in terms of volume,
it's base.
It's all base. People are dealing this base. They're loving it.
Yep.
Justin Fields, Cade Cunningham, Zion, and then our good old faithful, always in the top.
He's always there.
Always there. And then just kind of some of the familiars, right? Kobe Bryant, still a big rookie card that's being, you know, big volume moving around. Price drops pretty significantly. It's under 1,000 now in a PSA 10, which is interesting. Yep. Somebody actually sent me a message the other day. I'll go clear out of this. Somebody sent me a message the other day, and they sent me a picture of an 86 Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 9 with an off center designation. And they said, "Hey man, I'm thinking about picking this up. I forgot what the price was, but the price was actually pretty decent. I looked it up on. I sent them a couple of screenshots of of the pricing tool, and I think he was getting it for pretty decent price, under market value at the moment." And he said, "What do you think, man?" And I said, "Well, here's what I think, and this is my God honest opinion." I said, "Right now, I would not be buying anything big. I would wait at least another 3 months."
Yep.
I said, you'll probably, I think they were asking like maybe like 14 or 15,000 for the card because it was a PSA
9 OC.
For a 9 OC.
That's way too much.
You think so? I looked at
what's a 7 going for?
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
What's a 7
I see what you're saying.
What's a 7 and an 8 going for?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
You can't be paying. You can't. It's at least you got to look at a 7 or an 8 and figure it out from there. How off center is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A 9 OC is that qualifier crap is the stupidest thing ever. Hate it.
So look, he was, so PSA 9, he was, they're looking at 16.9, 17,000. PSA 7, 4,400. That's
what I'm saying, dude.
I see what you're saying. The OC,
if you crack that, if you crack that and sent that in for a straight grade,
you're getting
probably getting a set. So you're way
unless you're Nat Turner.
And then you get a 10. Yeah.
But I basically what I told him was like, hey man, just like whatever the price is today, it's not going up. I don't think, right? He's not going to be paying more for that card in 3 months. If anything, he'll be able to negotiate a little bit more if the guy's still holding it because he hasn't been able to get rid of it. But at some point, those prices are going to continue to come down, especially on big cards like that. And I told him, hey man, hang on 3 months. If you can go find another one, then go find another one. You'll probably end up paying less for it. And
I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I think they're gonna. The hard part for me with the Jordan, the rookie card here, is there's just so many of them.
There is
now on the flip side. See, like this, I don't know how this happens, man. It drives me nuts. Hang on, let me get rid of these.
Another thing too that I'm like, if I'm ever, because obviously anybody who's a basketball fan, the 86 Fleer is something that you would love to have. I don't think there's a basketball collector out there, period, who wouldn't want to have a PSA graded 86 Fleer or just the 86 Fleer period graded in any of the big three. But like, I'm looking at a 7 right now. A 5 is going for $2,500. And what was it? A year ago, 2 years ago, that 5 was almost 10 grand.
Right.
And it's kind of tapered off like around 3 grand, but
right.
And I'm looking at this. Let me throw this up real quick just so everybody can kind of see what we're talking about. I mean, you're talking last year, like about what, 18 months ago? That thing was almost 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, 3,500, 3,000, 30. So it's kind of hovering around there. But look, last price, 2,800. And then another last price, 2,600.
Right.
So, I mean, this isn't going up.
And it was, what are you on right now? A 5?
I'm on a 5. Yeah. I kind of figured like a 5 is like the best of both worlds, right? It's still,
I mean, so go all the way to the left at the first price there, 10,320.
Yeah, 2,600. So we're back.
Yep.
We're back to where we were.
It's essentially, if you look at that, what is it at? 26. Dude, it's essentially had normal growth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would consider that to be normal growth.
Yeah, agreed.
A couple $100 a year on a Jordan.
Yep. Agreed.
So all that other nonsense that took place.
What's my
and like I don't want to come across either as like what's the word? Like I don't even want to say like
pessimistic.
Not pessimistic, but because there are people out there, man, that bought that card that still have it that paid 10 grand or 8 grand or 7, you know, somewhere along the way down,
Right.
they bought that card. And right now they're out a lot of money.
Agreed.
So like if I bought that card at 7 and I owned it at 5 right now, I would be shitting my pants.
Yeah, but so okay, so
personally.
Okay, so I see what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but let me finish what I was gonna say, because I might answer what you're gonna say. But I'd be shitting my pants because I spent 7 and it's worth 2. But at the same time, if I paid whatever for it, I'm not selling that.
Exactly.
That goes in my case, and it's just there forever.
Yeah.
So whatever, you know what I mean? Now, realistically, do I think that that's a $7,000 card? No, I don't. It's a PSA 5. There's what?
What's the pop on that?
There's 1,400 fives.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of, you know, there's a lot above it. Not crazy, but there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2,200 sixes.
If you look at the chart, right? I try to look at where there's like peaks that are kind of similar when I do certain things, and you can see like 5 grand, 5,500. Is that what the actual, you know, potential room to regrow is on a 5?
Yeah. So right now I gotta so let's pull up a 5, because that's a good point, right? So if I pull up a 5 right now and I'm looking at all the data that we have on that 5, which is a couple years back, right?
Yeah. It's about 2 years back now.
Why is it not refreshing?
Takes a second sometimes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. To me, each one of these peaks. So you got a peak at 5, then you got another peak at right about 5, peak at 4.5, then another peak at 4.5, and then another peak at 48. And then you know, your peaks here like 35, 38, 35, 38, 35, 38. Yeah.
So my point is on that, or my thought process is, and we talked about this, I think, where like how I kind of go through the process.
Right.
If I buy this card for 26 in 10 years, if the card goes up 3% a year or 10% a year or whatever, right? If it adds $300 of value in 10 years, that's 3 grand. That puts it at what? $5,500.
Back to 55, 600. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that to the right of that massive peak, like if you go to 421, find 421 on that chart. Go right. One of these peaks is like 421. So what's that say right now? The next one. Keep going. That
428.
So that's what, 5,400?
Yeah, 5,400.
So like from there, when you look across, it's really not that far out of the question to someday get back there.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
So like, I think it's a good time to buy this card.
Yeah.
But I think maybe you get it a little cheaper. You know, I don't know how much further it goes, man, because 2 years ago it was doing 26 or 20 whatever hundred, right? What the hell was it doing?
Yeah.
2,600.
Yeah, 26.
So it's up.
It's up from the 26.
Yeah, it's up $58, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on last price, yeah.
So it's actually, I was wrong. I thought it was up 600. I thought it was 2,000. So
yeah,
it's not even really up that much.
Yeah, it's pretty. We're back to where we were 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, we're essentially even.
But here's the other thing though. So you were talking about how like if you bought it at 7 and it's now worth 3,
yeah,
you'd be shitting your pants, right? You're talking about you're in the red 4 grand.
Yeah.
Now to you and I, that's a big deal. I mean, shit, if I'm in the red 400, it's a big deal.
Yep.
But the thing about it is that if I bought that card at whatever price I bought it at, like you and I, we're gonna buy that card because we want to keep it. That's our card.
Correct.
This is a prized possession, and what I paid for it, whatever I felt comfortable paying for it at. If I bought it, it's because I felt comfortable buying it. If I paid $7,000 for that card, it's because I came up somehow on 80 grand, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna take a piece of that. I'm gonna go buy this card that I want, right? And so we felt comfortable buying it at that price at that time because of what that card means to us, right? Now, if you had 10 grand in the bank and you're like, how can I flip this 10 grand? Let me go listen to this influencer who said, hey, now's the time to buy this card. Boom, boom, boom. You go buy the card, and all of a sudden you're shitting bricks 3 months later because you lost $4,000 on it. Well, then, yeah, I can see where you'd be shitting bricks. Me personally, we could have bought that card at the exact same time. I bought it for my collection. You bought it for an investment. You're hosed. I'm happy. Right. And 3 months later, you're down $4,000. I'm down those same $4,000, but I don't care. Because guess what? It's right here, baby. I'm displaying it. I'm talking to my family about it. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of that's one of the things that's always been something that I've tried to mention to folks, because it's, if we get back, I'm gonna be on this push. I want to be on this push to convince people to stop looking at these things as investments, right? Strictly investments. There's some prospecting involved to it, but it's because you love the game and you love that. That's a game part of it for you. But there's some people who don't care about anything other than what's it worth now, and is it going to be worth more? And let me buy and let me sell and let me just. I don't even care about any of this stuff, right? And those are the people that are getting hurt right now. Those are the people that are in trouble right now because they're down, 100x or whatever the case may be, right?
But I get what you're saying, but I'm one of those weird dudes that's like both, right? Like I collect.
You're a hybrid.
But I also view these things as investments,
as assets,
because I'm spending my hard-earned money on them. So if I'm going to spend like $20, like I don't want to sound like a jerk, but whatever. But $2,500, $2,600, that's not really whatever, and it's like, I'm buying that for, like you said, a couple of reasons. One, because I need one. I went in the star direction when everybody else was buying the Fleer. So okay, I let that thing do its thing. Now it's back to reality.
Right.
But I'm buying it with the expectation that at some point in the future, if my kids don't want it, I'm going to be able to sell it for more than $2,500. That's my expectation. Now I don't need to have it be worth $3,000 in 6 months. That's not what I'm looking on that card. That's like I said, that's a stash. Put it away.
Right.
I wouldn't even display that card. I'd actually probably just bring it down to a safety deposit box.
Nice.
I wouldn't want that in my house. But that's how I view things. Like I view this as, yes, I'm collecting, but I'm also investing in A, something I love to do. B, I believe that in I think big picture wise, like I don't like to talk about these like sports cards as like stocks and things like that.
Yes, that's where it gets scary, right?
Like I don't. A, I'm not smart enough, and B, it's not why, like, you buy a stock and like dudes that are on Wall Street, they're like looking at all kinds of weird numbers and trends and this thing and that thing, and they're shorting things and whatever else, right?
Yeah.
I'm buying this guy because he scores 40 goals a year, and his rookie card's $20, and I'm like, dude, that's stupid that this is $20. So it's like, it's kind of the same process, but like it's a sports brain dude like thought process, right?
I'm kind of doing the same thing with Şengün, if you think about it.
Yeah, you are.
Right.
You are.
Because I love the kid. He plays for my Rockets. There's a lot of connection there for me. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm hoping he does well. Because
if he becomes a 25 and 10er,
which he's already there. He's kind of heading there already. But yeah, that's what I mean. Right. Then at that point you can, and there's let me clarify something. I'm not completely against that idea, right? But I think where where it starts to kind of get iffy for me is when people are doing it with their last few dollars.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Cards.
Like the credit cards, you know, getting into debt for this kind of stuff. And that's where it gets dangerous. And that's where we need to remind people. It's like, hey guys, listen, this is for fun. It's supposed to be for fun.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
that's that right there. The fun word.
Yeah.
When it's not fun and you're doing this for whatever reason, like the flippers and whatever else, those people that just chase like quick cash.
Right.
Like I don't have a problem with that because they go into something, they do their thing, and they move on, right? And everybody loves like a good get rich quick thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody's chasing gold. You know what I mean? Like we had a gold rush back in the 1800s. We still have all kinds of gold shows on TV, right?
Yeah.
It's just that's never going to go away.
Right.
But if, like we've talked about this before, and I think a lot of us and I'm just assuming here, people that listen, I think a lot of our listeners are dads, are 30 to 40 something years old,
working class,
that drives them insane, kids, they're doing the youth sports circuit, and they want a couple hours a night to themselves.
That's it.
And it's like, thank God, the one good thing about COVID is sports cards became friggin' cool again.
Yeah.
And it's not going anywhere.
No.
Like the hobby's not shrinking. The hobby's not going away.
We found this new thing that we forgot was so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be companies that come out with something cool. There's gonna be companies that come out that was something stupid. Like, but that's the whole point of living here is you get the opportunity to chase down a dream.
Right.
And whether that dream is a grading company, a marketplace, a sports card database, right? I didn't wake up one day and was like, I'd like to create a sports card database platform. And by golly, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
That's not
right.
Like this. We fell into this.
Exactly.
So keep up with it and have fun with it. And then when it's not fun or it's a whatever, all right, well, we had our run.
The true definition of a hobby, right? Have fun.
Yeah.
The moment it's not fun, stop doing it.
Yep.
That's the quintessential definition of a hobby.
Yep.
If it ain't fun no more, then stop doing it.
If for whatever reason right now you can't afford buying cards, then don't go on Instagram or Facebook and scroll through the groups
or trade.
That's like, trade what you got.
Trading.
Yep.
Yep. Good stuff, man. And this is. I mean, we didn't plan on this conversation.
No.
And it's a great conversation because I think it's really important that we talk about these kinds of things. The difference between investing and collecting. The difference between being able to flip your collection so that you can grow your collection versus flipping your collection strictly for monetary gains. There's just so many aspects to all of this, and you and I are different in that way, right?
Yep.
And matter of fact, we just had Adam right on the podcast, which was a great, super informative episode. If you guys are looking to get into the prospecting, rookie prospecting, and things like that,
you really need to listen to that episode.
Tons of information. That guy put us on so much information that it was a great episode.
And we're gonna have him on again. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on again. Yeah. So he has his way of maneuvering through the hobby, right?
Yep.
And it's good stuff. So
now when you buy, you're just a straight collector though.
90% of what I do. Let me say not 90%. I'd say about 80% of what I do is either rockets. It's either new rockets, young rockets, or it's either Elijah young rockets. It's any Houston Texans stuff right now, which my Texans are a dumpster fire, but
they are.
That is what it is. I can't really do anything about it. And then recently has been baseball, picking up some Jordan and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to hunt down some Jeremy. There was a guy on Reddit, once again, Reddit. I love Reddit. that posted, I think, a stack. And when I say a stack, JD, I'm talking about like this.
Yeah.
A stack of Bowman, Otto, Jeremy Pena that he had been stacking up for. I mean, as soon as they were available, he was just buying them up like crazy. So yeah, just picking up some of that stuff. But I am a hometown collector.
Yep.
Through and through. 80% of a hometown collector.
And
then the other piece is like, because I love the game of basketball. So I love Ja. I love Anthony Ant-Man. He's a big, the kids. I mean, these young players are just on a different level. Zion, Luka, I'm a Luka collector. So that makes up the other portion of it. But by and large, I'm a big hometown guy for sure.
And I mean, like I'm generally like a hometown guy. I got an eyelash in my eye. Like when I show you the Marchand stuff, the Bruin stuff,
right?
Like that's staying with me. These other things, these are flips. Like I'm buying them because they're too cheap. They grade well, and I'm going to be able to make, $40-$50 on them, depending on the grade. And then I move on and I buy something else.
And the other thing I am too is a degenerate rainbow chaser.
Yeah, I've learned that about you. I've learned that. It's all good.
I'm degenerate when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially if there's something where the rainbow is like small.
Yep.
It's like maybe 10 or 15 cards. I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. And then I start going down that rabbit hole, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
That's the degenerate part of what I do.
What else you want to get into here in the waning?
For the last few, I want to get your quick, clean cut opinion on something.
All right.
I have a quick, clean cut opinion on it. Yes or no? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yes or no?
Okay.
Do you think that it is ethical for Nat Turner to be grading with PSA?
No.
Neither do I. And I can't for the life of me understand why people.
But disagree. Actually, you know what? I'm changing that back. I'm going yes.
You're going yes.
And here's why. Because something just came to my head. And I don't know why with you every time I go back to cars, God damn it, but I do. Does a Ford CEO drive a Ford?
Yes.
Does the Chevy CEO drive a Chevy?
Absolutely.
So why can't the CEO, whatever the hell he is, grade at his own company?
I'm glad that you brought that up. So shout out to Luka
Tiger Bronze.
Luka Tiger and Bronze. They had I had never listened to any of their stuff.
Yeah,
honestly. And somebody sent me their podcast a couple days ago, or yesterday, I think it was, where they were talking about this very thing. And there's two guys, right, that were there. They were talking, and one of them was talking about, made that exact same point.
Oh.
And he said,
does the
CEO of Coca-Cola not drink Coca-Cola?
Right.
Does the CEO of Pepsi not drink Pepsi?
Right.
And they do. You're absolutely right. You made a good point. Does the
Ben and Jerry's, they ate their ice cream,
That's right.
They had quadruple bypass, but they ate their ice cream.
Here's the thing, though, is that Nat Turner grading with PSA and getting right, there's a conflict. There's no conflict of interest with the CEO of Ford driving a Ford.
Correct.
Right? He's within his own product. Right. And the CEO of Ford driving a Ford and is not shifting the market. Right?
True.
And it's not that the CEO of Ford driving the Ford is what the problem is, right? Because he can do that all day.
Yep.
But if the CEO of Ford drove a Ford, but then also owned Consumer Digest.
And was pumping out. Yeah, right? But
and if he owns Consumer Digest, that's a problem. Now, singularly, right? Singularly, I wouldn't have an issue. I wouldn't have as big of an issue with Nat Turner grading with PSA if Nat Turner didn't also own Golden. If Nat Turner wasn't also the CEO of, it's Golden, PSA, and
Card ladder.
Card ladder. Gotcha. I don't know why the hell I couldn't. Nope. So at that point, you can tell whatever story you want, right?
Yep.
And this whole situation that just happened with this Michael Jordan card, to me, just really opened up the world to everybody about like, well, wait a second, why is he that doesn't seem right to me that he can do that, right? Because he can grade the card, potentially have some influence on what grade he can get. That's still to be determined, right? Nobody knows for sure if that's the case. Some people think it is. Some people think it's gross negligence. Either way it goes, it's completely, it's just dumb that he got the grade that he got on that card.
Yep.
But then we can sell that card on his own platform, right? And that's the sale of that card can be whatever he says it is, because he owns the company that also produces the pricing information.
Yeah, but
to me, there's just too much there. There's too much of a triangle.
But he can't though, right? Because he can't dictate the price of what another Card Ladder is a competitor of ours. He can't tell them, guys, put in a price of
no
15,000.
But you're not going to sell that card on eBay. You're going to sell it on Golden.
But they get Golden data. Golden auction data is public. It's not like it's hidden from the world. We get Golden data. So it's not like on that end, there's no manipulation because it's a public auction. The Golden auction prices are public. So you can go see whatever it's sold
for
ever. And they, again, I don't know anything about anything with Card Ladder, but I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, they're pulling data just like we are.
Yeah. So on that end, I disagree with you. He's not. Now, if he was blatantly telling those guys, listen, you need to put in 17,000.
Yeah.
But they don't do that, so to speak. Yeah. So therefore, I can't buy that. My issue with that whole thing, because I've seen all the posts, I've seen the original BGS 9.5.
Dude, how crazy is that?
That's the first problem, is that was graded a gem mint copy by BGS.
It was a 9.5 BGS.
So I'm curious, my question would be, what did Nat buy that at a discount? And I don't care, but my question would be, did you buy it knowing that it was damaged and sent it in, and somehow, some way, they just because to me, I've never seen a post where someone has said, I sent this card in as a BGS 9.5 and it came back a PSA 10. It'll be a PSA 9 or PSA 8 or a PSA 2 or most of the time the success stories come from when people are cracking and then they send it in.
Right? I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I very rarely see hey, I sent all my BGS 9.5s and they all got 10s at PSA.
Yeah.
I very rarely. In fact, I can honestly say I don't think I've ever seen that post in any group. So the big issue I have with it all is it just needs to be explained better of what happened here.
Yes.
And then to me, then I can say, if Nat said, listen, guys, I submit my cards through Billy down the street.
Right.
Billy sends in all my cards. Nobody knows that I live next door to Billy.
Right.
And that's the way it goes.
That would be a good thing, right? That'd be a good thing to come out right now is okay, if Nat just took this instance, right? And he says, guys, listen, I bought this card at a show. Somebody else went and bought this card for me at a show. Yep. I have people that go to shows and they find these cards for me. They take pictures, they send them to me. I tell them what the most I'm willing to pay. They do the negotiating for me, and then they submit. And that there's just no way. But the problem is that we're getting nothing, right?
But that goes back to It's private industry.
True.
What does he owe anybody?
But he owes because he's not. It's like he is at the highest. Would you agree that he is not the highest person in this hobby?
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree.
So he is not the singular most. I would say the most powerful person in this entire hobby.
Powerful?
Yeah.
I don't know. I doubt it. I'm sure there's dudes out there. There's Saudi money. There's Chinese money.
But I'm saying
there's money, dude.
As far as the hobby, though, as far as the hobby is concerned, in my opinion, Nat Turner is at the top of this hobby. When it comes to the food chain, he's at the top of this food chain. I believe. In terms of,
so explain that though. Why?
Well, so he's okay. So he's a big collector. Number one,
Yep.
He's a big collector. He has
Yep.
an amazing collection. First of all, that rivals any top collection that's out there. Then on top of that, he is the CEO of Collectors Universe.
Yep.
As CEO of Collectors Universe, he owns PSA, which is the largest, the biggest grading company that there is.
Yep.
He also owns Golden Auctions, which is arguably the biggest. They sell the biggest of the biggest, right?
Yep.
eBay wise, they don't do the volume that eBay does, but they also don't do the quality that eBay does, right? If you got a big card, you go to Golden with it, right?
Sure.
And so those two things right there, the fact that he has some control and influence from a business standpoint over those two large conglomerate companies within the hobby, in my opinion, makes him the most influential, the most powerful in this entire hobby. Some people might not like that, and that's cool, right? You don't have to like it, but the fact of the matter is that he runs two of the biggest companies in this hobby. Other than Panini, the manufacturer of cards themselves, right? But
yeah, but they're whatever.
Yeah.
I look at it like this: when Nat Turner was just a collector that made his fortune, in biomed or biotech or whatever the hell however he made his fortune.
Yeah.
And he was just a guy that collected cards and, was just the average Joe kind of in a way.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. Right. I put more credence behind that Nat Turner than I do the Nat Turner CEO of what you just described, because the second, I feel like that's like crossing enemy lines. The second you do something like that as a collector and you are now in control of potentially being able to sway or whatever,
have some influence. Yeah.
I don't know. Now, if he took control of PSA and they did cool shit for the hobby, I'd be like, this guy knows what he's doing.
Right.
And I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing, but what have they done since he bought PSA that we can all look at as hobbyists and say, that's been really good for the hobby?
That's been good. Yeah.
Serious. And I'm not trying to crap on them. But I'm asking you. And someone in the comments, seriously, because I try to think about what's one good thing that he's done since he took over at PSA for the hobby.
Right.
I can't name one.
Yeah, neither can I.
So like you're talking about he has clout and whatever influence because he has a lot of cash and he bought Golden and he bought Card Ladder and they bought that stupid ass video game thing and this and that. Dude, I look at that doesn't mean a goddamn thing to me. If he came out and said, we're doing $7 grading, bingo, that's it. I hired 1,000 people. Your cards are going to be back in 30 days. Bam. I'd be like, this guy rules.
Right.
But that's not what they did. That's not what he did. What he did was like kind of the exact stuff that turns me off.
Right.
And I don't put any weight behind what he did.
Right.
And has done. He doesn't affect anything that I do in the hobby at all. Jeff Wilson doesn't affect anything that I've ever done in this hobby. right? Where I think I've had more influence, kind of in a weird way, has been through places like PWCC. And I say that, and this is where the influence comes from. Their auction format, like me being a crackhead collector, forces me into influences me, not forces me, influences me into way more buys than I had originally planned. So
it's like what Arena is doing, right? Like they're introducing this idea of trading online, which is something brand new.
And that's that stuff that makes
things
sense
forward
for people like you and me and whoever else. That has much more meaning and impact to me than, oh, I just bought this. Like, I don't, dude, good for you. You know, hey, hats off. Like, it wouldn't be what I would do with $4 billion.
It's like
I'd buy a professional sports team and just sit there every day and watch games, and make ridiculous comments in the media. but that's how, like, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't care what anybody, like, I'm a big SGC guy. You're a big SGC guy.
Yeah.
I don't care what they do. Nothing that they do.
You don't care what Pete does.
Right. I don't care what Pete does.
Right.
Like you want to get on, Pete, and make a video about whatever. Cool. I'll watch it and I take something from it. Does that affect me? Usually it's been something about lowering prices, so it affects me. Thank you. We move on with our lives.
Right.
CSG, their releases they've dropped their pricing. Does that affect me? It used to, but I'm not grading with them right now because you literally can't sell their goddamn slab. You can't. It's I'm all set with them.
It better be PC.
I've got one company that I'll grade with. I would say that if in a perfect world, dude, if I could have some influence, I would love for SGC to shrink their slab a little bit and come up with a smaller design. I think then that would be a home run, but I don't make those decisions. So I live with it and I move on with my life.
Yeah.
That's that. But I don't, like, I get what I'm not trying to steal the thunder here because I get what you're doing and it's necessary stuff. But I look at it as, you know, I got my card account. There's money in it. If I want to go buy a card, I do it.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit what anybody else says. And that's that.
But you're to me, that is a great headspace to be in when it comes to the hobby, right? You just said it. You have your card account, you have the cards that you want, you grade with the company that you want to grade with, and you don't really care what else happens after that. Outside of that, it has zero to little influence on what you do.
Yep.
But you are and I'm the same way. I'm much in the same way. But you and I are a very small majority in the hobby. Right? There's a lot of people out there who are heavily influenced by a lot of stuff. Yep. They're heavily influenced by the the folks that are making content and that are being loud about the content that they're making, influencing people, telling people what to buy, where to buy, who to buy, where to grade, who to grade with, what things should be worth, and you got to buy this card because it's the pump and dumpers. There's just so much of that going on.
Yeah.
And I, for one, am happy to see, some of these other accounts coming up, the AIG Sports, the Dan the Mans of the world, that are actually going like, hey guys, these guys are pumping this stuff up, but keep an eye on what they are doing because their motives could be they could be ulterior motives. And just really keeping an eye on the integrity of the hobby as a whole, right?
So that I agree with.
Yeah.
BS needs to be called out.
Yes. And I think that's a lot of what's happening with this Nat Turner thing, right? Is that everybody's going, well, wait a second. This is so blatantly wrong.
Yep.
Right. The grade is so blatantly wrong that it simply cannot be ignored. Right. And so when something that blatant happens, then the next question is well, wait a second. Why is he even grading with PSA? Isn't that kind of wishy-washy? Well, wait a second. Wait, he owns the auction company too? Well, wait a second. Hold on now. Right. And then you start going down this rabbit hole, right? And then what happens is that you get zero response from Nat Turner himself on all this stuff, or zero response from PSA, or zero response from all these other companies. And there's no transparency. So what happens? The general public runs with what they have.
Yep.
And then it starts getting interesting. It starts getting weird.
I think the good question to that, the only, like, I've been listening, watching your stuff. I've been now watching this Dan the Man, or whatever his name is.
We're trying to work watching that.
And it's definitely like interesting. It all goes back to one question. Do you not look at the pictures of your goddamn cards before you post them?
Buy the card, not the. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because, like, you grade cards, I grade cards. I know me. I cannot wait to get the cards back in the mail. I look at every goddamn image, and then I'm like, all right, if that card was mine and it got a PSA 10, I would say to myself, holy crap, they screwed up on this one. I'm going to get it home, and I'm going to put it for sale and move on with my life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, but the other question too is that why did he buy that card in the first? Because here's the thing: Nat Turner is a '90s insert basketball collector.
Yep.
That guy has some of the nicest stuff.
He does. He's got sick stuff.
He knows his stuff, right? He's very knowledgeable in that space. So anybody that is that knowledgeable in that space knows what that card is supposed to look like. Right,
dude. I'm not arguing that stuff. I mean, there's a lot there. Maybe he's gonna watch this and come on the podcast next week, and we can talk about it.
So just out of full transparency, like, Nat reached out and was like, "Hey man, like, you know, it was a BGS card. I cracked it." Like, he emailed me, and I emailed him back, and I was like, "Man, listen, I would love to be wrong, and I'm okay with being wrong. I would love to know what the story is behind this, because at the end of the day, that's all that I'm looking for." Right. I'm looking for what the hell happened here? How did this happen? Right. And I think the problem is that nobody, not me, not Dan, not AIG, not Sports Card Radio, which is another big one. None of these guys, we're not getting any information from anybody. So the silence speaks volumes when it comes to this kind of stuff. And that's where people will get annoyed.
And you know, it goes back to the old saying, right? Everybody loves a good conspiracy theory.
That's right.
Right. I just, like, for me, again, just being an out of shape dad and losing my hair and you know, whatever else in the world, right?
I like the way you put it though. Right? I got my card money. I buy the cards that I want. I grade with who I want.
Yeah, I do my thing.
Anything outside of that.
I talk to the people who I want. I listen to the people who I want to listen to. I read everything. Doesn't mean I agree with it.
Right.
But I'm also not dumb enough or naive enough to just say, oh, there's nothing going on there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, I don't have any connections, nor, and most importantly, do I have the time that I would want to waste on those dudes. And here's why. This is important also. They don't know me. They don't care about me.
Yeah.
Therefore, what else?
You and I were talking about that when Nat reached out. I was like, dude, freaking Nat Turner emailed me.
Yeah.
And I even told him that. I'm like, I never would have thought in a million years that he even knew who I was, what I do, any of that stuff. Like, I'm such a small fish in this massive pond that seeing his email was like, I
get it. Like, yes, like, I get that stuff. Like, yes, he's a name in the sports card industry.
Yeah. But again, he has no bearings on what you do, right? Because you have. No, I'm telling you, dude. I've learned this about you today, and I realize why you're so cool in the midst of all this stuff.
You know what? That's right. I am friggin' cool. Like
JD, listen, guys, be more like this guy.
You know,
be more like JD. Have your card account, buy the cards that you want to buy, grade with who you want to grade with, and don't let anything outside of that influence.
Eat pizza, watch sports, and just generally be happy. You know what I mean?
You got it all figured out, bud.
I don't.
And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm being.
I actually don't have it figured. I have nothing figured.
Well, you got that figured out.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I know, like the great LeVar Ball once said,
"Oh, here we go.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your."
And that man gave the world the greatest advice ever. Stay in your lane. Because here's the thing. I know my lane. I know where I'm good. I know where I'm uncomfortable. I know where like I don't want to be. I know who I don't want to talk to.
Right.
All that stuff.
Stay in your lane.
You know, like when I make my own videos on my own stupid channel, like 30 to 50 people watch them. If 70 watch them, I'm like, oh yeah, baby. But whatever. Like I do my thing and I'm okay with that. Like I have like an epic Canadian argument going on right now between two guys over Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid. It's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, geez, I'm gonna do more of this crap.
That's your lane. That's the lane,
you know. But that's the thing. Like, and you're very good at what you do.
Yeah.
And you should continue to do what you do because you when you tell a story or you bring something out, you do it in a way that's not like people aren't like, yeah, or whatever, man. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You generally have some type of research and some type of substance to what you're talking about. You don't just come, hey, everybody, it's Retro Hoops. And guess what? Today I heard that. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
I usually sit on stuff for a few days.
Yeah. Yeah. You let it percolate, you know, let it percolate up in the old mind. And then, you know, but what you're doing, what other guys are doing out there is very important. It's very important because at the end of the day, you really only have like you have to have trust in the process, right? And if you're sending your cards and everybody's, how the hell did this thing get an 8? There's nothing wrong with this card. How did it get an 8? And then you see something like that, and it get a 10. Like,
yeah, it raises some questions, bro.
Mad questions.
I think we'll end it on that, buddy.
Anyway,
you know, for us not really having much of an agenda for this podcast, we didn't come in with much of an agenda. We talked through quite a bit, man. I'm proud of us.
Me too. I'm very proud of you. You know what? I'm proud to call you my friend.
Same here, brother.
You know,
proud to call you my friend. Proud to call you my business partner.
Yep.
Partner in life.
Oh, and yeah, that is true. We are life partners. I think it's important. So this is going to come out after tomorrow, Saturday. So tomorrow's Veterans Day.
Yep.
We did release today our special episode with Adam. Adam's a current Marine, active Marine.
Absolutely.
And this is going to come out Saturday, so the day after Veterans Day. But honest to God, from the bottom of our hearts, all the men and women out there that have paid the ultimate sacrifice, those that are still out there protecting us, thank you for everything that you do. Hats off to you.
Absolutely.
Stay safe. You know, keep rocking in the free world, baby.
Head on a swivel. We wouldn't be able to be here talking shit without you guys.
Yep.
So much love to all of you.
Yep.
Brother, we'll talk soon. We got a big guest coming up next week.
That'll be a good one.
And then another one on the hook that we're trying to get nailed down on a time frame.
Yeah, man.
But pretty excited about next week's episode. So
yeah.
We'll catch up.
Interesting.
Thank you guys for watching. As always, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Leave us a comment on anything that you want to see, anything that you want us to talk about. Leave us some questions, some concerns, some comments, some confessions, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Check us out. Hedge, cardhedger.com. The link is in the description. Shout out to Collect 3D Prints. That link is in the description. And that's it, man. we'll end it on that. Much love to you guys.
Word.
And thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Later.